All right, welcome back to another video, everyone. Today I'm going to be doing another pressure washer review. We're going to be looking at the Craftsman 1900psi 1.2 GPM electric pressure washer. Now, I'm interested to see, these are available at Lowe's. Now, at Home Depot, you have the Ryobis, and the Ryobi 1600 and the Ryobi 1900 got the same performance levels. So I'm interested to see if this thing gets the same numbers as the 1700 PSI Craftsman that I just did a review on. So let's get this thing unboxed and check it out. Alrighty guys, here we go. Let's go ahead and pop this thing open. Cool. And pull it out. So right off the bat, you have a little box, which is nice, with the accessories inside of it. Looks like right off the bat you have your pressure washer wand extension. Again, this is just a push in style, push in and turn, and it's not my favorite, so I definitely recommend upgrading your pressure washer wand as well as the hose, because the hose that these come with is short. It's only 20 or 25 feet. 25 feet, but they're so cumbersome and they kink like crazy, as you can see there. So not a fan of these. They're just a tangled up mess and they stick to themselves. The rubberized coating kind of doesn't slide super well. It kind of grabs, and so if you're working around a car and you catch a tire, it's gonna be a pain. It's not gonna slide smooth. So I definitely recommend upgrading the hose to an Uberflex hose. This guy is 50 feet long. Uses the same connection point, so you don't need any adapters or anything. It'll plug straight into your pressure washer. But this thing does not kink. It's super pliable. And it's nice and smooth. The coating is like a non-stick coating on there, so it slides across itself. Just makes using your pressure washer so much more convenient and so much nicer, so definitely pick one of those up. I'll have a link down in the description below. So we'll open up this box, and a couple of accessories. Obviously this will be to hang your hose. Here's your little extension that you can mount on the back of it. It has your nozzles. It gives you a soap dispensing nozzle, a 15-degree, and a turbo nozzle, which I'm assuming is in here. And yes, it is. So we'll look at that in a second. Here's the metal extension, handle extension. Here's the other part of the pressure washer wand. So as you can see, it's just press it in and turn to lock it into place, and you're all set. Like I said, it's not my favorite, so I would recommend getting a new one, but this will do the job for you. If you're gonna replace anything, replace that hose. Now, the trigger of the pressure washer wand does have a locking mechanism you can flip out. Kind of hard to get to, interestingly enough. There you go. So that locks it into place and you cannot pull the trigger. Flip that back in and you can. Again, it has a nice textured surface right on the trigger for the pressure washer wand. Just a nice little grip, as well as up here so you can hold it this way and get to work. Next we have the pressure washer itself, as well as the wheels. Now the wheels are hollow backed and they are just a hard plastic. So they're not gonna be super comfortable, but I guess it's nice to have wheels if you need to move it around a lot. Personally, I don't care about that. I usually just get the 50-foot hose and then I'm able to work around whatever I need. I don't have to move the pressure washer a lot. So this is a really nice little compact little unit. It does come with a 35-foot power cord with the ground fault interrupt plug. So that's nice. You're gonna have your water inlet. Pick this up so you guys can see. Water inlet on this side, for just straight from a garden hose connection. And then your M22 by 14 millimeter connection for your pressure washer hose. Now, regardless if it's the factory hose that they give you or the Uberflex, it'll be a direct fit. You can plug it right on. I actually recommend using quick connects. I really like to have quick connects on there. It just makes, again, simplifying your life, making it easier to use the pressure washer. So I'll link those down in the description below for you guys. Let's go ahead and assemble this thing. Grab the backing unit. Now this is super easy. It just has little push pins. Just push them in and it should snap right into place. there's that. Now for the wheels, we're gonna have our cotter pins in this little bag that, with the instruction manual and the turbo nozzle. So here's one pin, 2, and then the pins to secure it together. So go ahead and throw those on really quick. Now they are probably gonna be wobbly, pretty standard across the board for all pressure washers, except the DeWalt 2400 psi. That one had nice rubberized, like inflated tires. Really solid, really, really good. Now this guy just pops right on the front, just like so, and then you have screws in the back to screw it in. Those are right here. So let me grab a screwdriver real quick and we'll get this thing fully assembled. And there we go. So your hose can be held here. Even the 50-foot Uberflex fits there pretty nicely. So that holds on there. And then this little cage down here is used to wrap up your power cord. Interesting. That's pretty cool actually. You see this little slot here right on top of the pressure washer wand? That actually slides right into it and holds it into place. Now that's a super, super cool feature. If you're gonna keep this pressure washer wand, that's really nice. It's probably the best solution that I've seen. Usually it's just a little tube and then sits down here at the bottom. This is really cool. It keeps it on there nice and sturdy and really clean. Alrighty guys, so here is your pressure washer. This is the Craftsman 1900 psi. As you can see, it has a soap dispenser right on top of the unit where you can add soap. Right above that, you have your on-off switch. Nice, just little toggle switch. Really good. It's one of those switches that's, you know, nothing's gonna go wrong with it. And then you have your nozzle storage up in the handle area right up here. All right guys, let's go ahead and plug this thing in and test out the numbers. Alrighty guys, so I've got the unit plugged in, as always, same spot as always. Plugged in, water's on. I'm not gonna turn the unit on yet. I'm gonna pull the trigger on the pressure washer wand, let it purge out some of the, any air that's in the line. So, as always, I am using my Uberflex hose to test this. Now, the 50-foot difference, between the 50-footer versus the 25-footer that they give you, doesn't make any difference in the PSI or GPM rating. Supposedly not until you get up to 100 or over, then you start to see some fluctuations in the PSI. I will be doing a video on that here soon, testing that out. But for now, just know the 50-foot versus the 25-foot, no difference. And I am using my stubby pressure washer wand. I prefer this. It makes things easier while you're working on cars. And this one is great because it has a swivel built in. So as you can see, it just swivels around, just making it so that the hose doesn't tangle up behind you. So really, really great little pressure washer wand. Now, for this test, I'm going to be using the 15-degree nozzle that they give you. Again, on the Craftsman 1700 psi, I believe it got, I have to think again, but it's 17 or 1600 psi of actual usable pressure. And then when I switched over to a smaller orifice nozzle, the nozzle that comes with the Ryobi, it bumped it up to 1900. So let's go ahead and take a look. Once again, like I said, not turning it on yet, just letting the air purge out of this thing. Sounds okay. I'm gonna go ahead and fire it on. All right, so first things first, a little bit of a high-pitched noise from the machine compared to like the Active or Cat machines. Those are much quieter. This is still quiet, it's just kind of a higher pitch. Also makes a little squeak at the squeak noise at the end. That's pretty standard. I don't know if I can. Yeah, it's standard. I don't know why they do that, but it does it. A lot of them do, and I've never had any issue with that actually causing a problem down the line. So here it is, guys. I have my pressure washer gauge hooked up in line. We're gonna go ahead and test this thing. Alrighty guys, so this is actually getting 1800 of usable PSI right out of the gate. So pretty good, rated at 1900, 1800 of usable PSI out of my gauge. Again, this is the same gauge I use across all my pressure washer reviews, but it's relatively accurate here compared to what it's rated. So this is a great little pressure washer gauge from MTM, so I have a lot of confidence in this. But 1800 and 1900, it's really close. I am gonna switch it over to the Ryobi nozzle right now, and I'm sure that's gonna bump us up because that nozzle is a smaller orifice, at least compared to the one that the 1700 PSI unit from Craftsman came with. All right, here is the Ryobi nozzle. Let's test it. Interesting, exact same. So for some reason, the orifice size between the 1700 PSI unit and this one is different. Because with the 1700 PSI unit, I was able to get like 16 or 1700 with the nozzle that it comes with, and then more with the Ryobi nozzle. But this one is getting the same with the Ryobi nozzle. So great, that's nice. Nice fair comparison between the Ryobi and the Craftsman. All right guys, so here is the 3.0 nozzle. It's also a 15 degree, so a direct comparison to the one it came with. And what I'm referring to when I'm saying 3.0 versus 3.5 is the orifice size, or the actual size of the hole that the water comes through. Now with what it came with, that's probably like a 1.5 to 1.8, somewhere in there, millimeter orifice. And that's why we're getting such a high PSI. This one's gonna drop that PSI, but it's gonna increase the water flow. For car detailing, I prefer that. I usually like to, that's why I really like the active pressure washers. I'll link that video up here. Those operate at 1100 PSI at 2 GPM, which is really, really good. So let's go ahead and hook up this 3.0 nozzle. And that puts us to just to about 1000 PSI. So just under. So I like that number, and I like the increased GPM. So we're gonna test that and see how much more GPM we get out of this nozzle versus the factory one. But let's go ahead and test the GPM on these right now. Alrighty guys, so same gallons per minute test as always. I'm gonna stick the pressure washer one into the bucket, run it for 1 minute, calculate the measurement, and we'll know what our gallons per minute rating is. So I'm gonna start off with the nozzle that the unit came with. So we'll stick it in the bucket, get our timer ready, and here we go. Alrighty, so we are at just barely under 5 quarts. Let's see here. Let's see here. And really, in between, yeah, we're probably at 4 and 3/4 quarts. So let's go ahead and calculate that real quick. And that gets us to 1.1875 gallons per minute. Again, it's rated at 1.2 GPM, so the numbers are very accurate on this thing. Again, this isn't exact science, my measurement, so, but it's very close to what they rated at, so I'm sure that's very, very accurate. So great on this machine. I was getting, with this nozzle, 1800 PSI and just slightly under 1.2 GPM, so pretty much what the thing is rated at. So we're gonna go ahead and switch over to this other nozzle now. Again, this is the 3.0 millimeter nozzle, getting 950 to 1000 PSI. We're gonna see what kind of GPM we get with this. Alrighty, we are all set up. Just got to get the timer. And here we go. All right, guys, so that actually increased us significantly. We're at about, it actually added like a full quart. So we are now at 5 3/4 quarts. So that equals wow, 1.4375 gallons per minute. Shocking, that's amazing. So with this unit, guys, you're getting exactly what you're expecting. What it's rated at, that is exactly what you get using the nozzles that it comes with. Now, if you want to use this on your car, those numbers are great for around the house. If you want to use it for your car, ideally you want to drop the PSI. So I'm going to link this nozzle pack down below for you guys. It'll drop your PSI down to 1,000, which I double checked it while I was running, doing the GPM test, and it is getting 1,000 PSI. And it increases you to 1.43, basically 1.45 GPM. Incredible. That's actually a really great little unit. Definitely worth the buy. I bought mine, it was on sale, I think it's normally 150 and it was on sale for 130 or something, I believe. Anyways, great little unit, guys. If you're looking at getting one of those, I would definitely recommend it. It's a great little unit. Just upgrade your hose and you'll be all set. Thanks, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.